your own game we play. That we
Yes.
love. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I just clicked recording. We were just talking about when Sonia moves back, eventually starting. So I just hit Twitch affiliate at Variety Jess on Twitch, and I want when Sonia moves back to Ontario and has better internet for her to start streaming too, so we can stream together and play sexy games and tempt Dawn into also playing sexy.
Yeah, we're like, hey, play Baldur's Gate, Dawn Marie.
You don't have to worry about any fighting. We'll do all the fighting and everything. You just flirt.
You just tag along and bone people. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
That is what I was destined to do, you guys.
That's right. That's right.
Tag along and tag people.
You're it.
You're it.
Too bad you can't do like a pig roast. You could just
Eiffel Tower?
Okay. No, the Eiffel Tower is a high five.
It's okay. I mean, I'd rather high five during than like
afterwards.
No, during.
Good job. High five.
There's a lot of sexy games that not all you can like really. I mean, a lot of them you can play on stream. Very few are like actually not allowed. I think House Party got banned, which sucks because that was like one of my favorite games because it just had so much. Your house party could turn into a murder mystery or it could be an orgy. You don't know, but that's the only one I know that's not allowed anymore. But there's like Honey Pop and Honey Pop Cam Studios and just like a lot of anime games you can just go ham on and lots of cartoon tits that you have to earn.
You have to earn them. What about the pickup artist one?
Yeah, Super Seducer. We still got Super Seducer 1 and you got 3 and so much of 2.
We like only got just a little bit in there. We didn't even scratch the surface.
Yeah, no.
Your penis.
I love that game so much. So yeah, like we could totally stream that, you know. We could stream some like Jack Party games and make them sexual.
Just everything. Like we're fucking 12-year-old boys. Just like everything.
Just draw dicks everywhere.
On everything.
Most creative dick wins.
Dawn Marie, you hold up your pen. Like that's she's like, I'm fucking drawing anything.
She's just like pen 15. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm so mature. Like it was like last week where I was hanging out with the kids. It's like, oh, do you want to join this club? I have to write something on your hand. And then so I wrote pen 15. Yeah. They're like, what's pen 15? I'm like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I'm still on my Sailor Jerry from last week, but I'm drinking it with Diet Coke in a fancy wine glass. So my rum and Coke feels a little bit more fancy.
You should bedazzle it.
Like I should, but this is my last wine glass. All the rest are broken.
Get a plastic one.
They get broken in the sink. Like people will just not wash them. For some reason, I don't know if people are scared of the wine glass. They'll wash everything around the wine glasses and then leave them in the sink. And then after time, if I don't get to it in time, it's cracked. And I'm like, why stop putting the wine glasses in the sink and then piling stuff on top of it?
Just leave it on the counter.
Yeah. So
yeah.
If you don't want to wash it, keep it on the counter.
This is my last one. It's safe.
Sonia, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking coffee. Woo. Fucking party animal.
You're wild.
I know. And
I'm just drinking water.
You're even crazier.
I know. I'm really crazy tonight. I'm going balls to the wall.
Tomorrow is not my morning. So so that's why it's like I don't have to get up early tomorrow. I don't have to, and I won't. So
I just
won't do it.
I mean, I might get up early just to make sure everyone's alarms went off. Yeah. And then go back to bed.
I have to get up tomorrow. Yeah. Oh my gosh, tomorrow my oldest turns 22. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have a friend with a 22-year-old.
Okay, yeah. Oh my goodness. And it makes me feel old. Like, I know I'm not. Well, I don't know. My body tells me otherwise, but I don't know. It just does. I don't know why.
Well, it's like old is relative. Like, what's the age you're old at? Because I feel like it
Right.
keeps getting older the older I get, you know? Like when I
Yeah,
was
well,
like
like,
10,
I'm halfway to
18
death.
was old to me. You know? You're 18, you're like, wow, 25, that's crazy. You know, and then once you hit 30, you're like, gosh, I'm not old till I'm 45, you know, and then
Yeah.
so.
I really dreaded turning 30. I was like, oh my God, I don't really want this to happen. Well, obviously it did. And and like now I'm like almost a decade later there. And I think I'm okay with it. I have less crisis now than when I did like for 30. But I still tell everyone I'm 25. So maybe I'm
So
delusional.
it's just a perma crisis.
Yeah.
I
She's
celebrate.
gonna hit 40 and she's gonna be like, no, I'm good with 30 now. I'm fine with 30. 30
Yeah,
was
and
good
you
at
tell
30.
everyone she's 30.
Yeah. I'm just 30. I'm 30.
I had my 30th during quarantine, like during COVID. So it was me getting drunk by myself with a crown on.
Yeah, you didn't really get like a rite of
No,
passage.
yeah. So for me,
Whatever.
I guess it didn't really, like, I'm 33 now, but like because I didn't really have 30, 31, 32, 33, it's like I still am perpetually 28 in my brain.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I feel like, yeah, like the last 5 years, I'm like,
Oh my
what
God, they just
happened?
flew.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't do anything. I feel like I did nothing. Nothing. Well, I moved across the country kind of thing. But like,
we're on
besides that,
episode 141 of this podcast.
yeah, we're doing something. We're doing something. But
Apparently, we've been doing something.
it just like all blends together though. It's just
Yeah.
like, that's the only problem with getting older is that the older you get, time does move faster in your brain. And you're just like, oh, great. My concept of time is breaking down. Like your internal clock is just like the cogs are falling apart.
I know.
Oh,
I spent half the day just thinking of what I have to do instead of actually doing it. When as a kid, I could do so much in a day. And I'm like,
yes.
why is it taking me so long? Like, I'm like, wait, I've been reading the same book for 3 weeks. What is going on here? I used to fly through these, but then it's because I'm like having to take time to like read the book and then clean the house and then take care of the kids and then whatever else comes up that day.
Yeah, like I tell people, be like, always what you're up to. I'm like, I'm doing nothing. But I feel like I'm like the most, I'm so busy, but I feel like I'm doing nothing. Like, how am I so busy but doing nothing with my life? Like,
I know. Like I like since I started streaming, I'm just like using streaming as procrastination, but also it's productive.
yeah.
So it's like productive procrastination. It's like I am not doing my dishes. I am streaming to entertain my audience.
Yes.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they are important to you.
You get enough of them, you don't ever have to do dishes again.
Yeah, you can hire someone. All right, what do we got? What if he's really bad at arts and crafts? What should people look like?
Okay, so God is real and he made humans in his image. This is great for Don who hates arts and crafts.
Yes. Dumb. Yeah.
Okay, Don, you only have to describe them. You don't actually have to do them.
Yeah, you
so
don't
it's
have to.
okay.
It's like character development in your book.
I have to describe who, what? Like, I'm so confused.
You got like all of a sudden you heard like just like describe what people should like. God's doing arts and crafts. You're like, no, I can't do arts and crafts. And then you like,
I
this
can't
is
ignore the mental breakdown. I'm like, not arts and crafts, anything but arts and crafts.
All right. So the question is, there's a little background story. Okay, so God, as the story goes, made everybody in his image, right?
Okay.
But he's really shitty at arts and crafts. So he's like you.
I'm God. I'm God. Okay.
So what if he's just really bad at it and we're supposed to look like something else? What are we supposed to look like?
Crabs.
Crabs, you think?
All evolution leads to crabs. It's like a theory. Wait, what? Hold on. Let me check my mind palace.
For the
Theory
crabs.
where all evolution leads to crabs. Carcinization.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's not even like a theory, like it's been studied, but the carcinization is an example of a phenomenon called convergent evolution, which is when different groups independently evolve the same traits. So it's the same reason both bats and birds have wings, but one's bird and one's mammal. But the crab-like body plan has emerged many times among different types of animals. So the conspiracy of it all is that if you let evolution go long enough, we all end up as crabs.
I can get behind that because when I'm like talking, I often go like this. Like when I'm like telling, like I do.
She's already halfway there.
I'm already there. Like,
She's just got to the shuffle.
I do shuffle a lot.
Thank God she stopped having children because the next one would have came out with claws. You know,
That's
like
right, yeah.
So, like their whole hand would just been like webbed, so it's like this.
It doesn't work. And like a
We
lot
don't
of
have
their
fingers. It's just one like.
and they all have dyspraxia. I can't fucking talk anymore. Dyspraxia. Fuck. It's a disease, guys. A mental, like a disorder. And
Dyslexia?
no,
Mm-mm.
dyspraxia. So it's like dyslexia, but for movement and memory. Yeah. And so they're like motor skills, they're don't really work the best. And like even Sage, amazing drawer, by the way, draws like this. Like their fine motor skills are shit. So like, yeah, I gave birth to crabs too. Like
so I think we would all just be we were all supposed to be crabs, but he just started too early. Like we weren't cooked long enough. Like we're shrinky dinks, right? Like you make us and then you put us in the oven.
Yeah.
And he just didn't keep us in the oven long enough to like form to what we were supposed to be.
She's like, I've been patient. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, God is a toddler. That's what it makes me think. He's like, oh, fuck humanity. Here's some water. Like, you know,
I'm so mad. Like when like kids like are like, we talked about this like a last episode where kids discover death and they become really morbid about it and like they destroy anthills. So that's what he's like. He's just like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm flooding your shit for 40 days. Like he just dumps.
I told her not to touch the apple on the tree and she freaking did it. So fuck that bitch.
If he touched the apple, why do men have Adam's apple?
Right?
It's almost like it got lodged in his lying ass throat. But yeah, done. Miss Anti-Arts and Crafts.
I don't know. We were supposed to be fuck, what are they called? Not platypuses. But platypuses. No. What are they called? Fucking, they're like whales, but they like have a horn. And like narwhals. That's what we were supposed to be.
They're fucking whales with horns.
The unicorn of the sea.
Yeah, we were supposed to be narwhals.
They're real.
I know they are.
Okay, I don't know. Just in case.
They're mermaids. Okay.
So God was like, look at these narwhals. I should make some smart on land.
Yeah.
And then he just fucked up.
Yeah, like I think he was just like, you know what, like this is what I need, and like he's just like, shit, I cut down the middle, and he was like, oh fuck, like instead of having like
he put the horn in between the man's legs and was like, fuck,
he was drunk one night, all right, and so he was just he had a moment, all right.
No, I like
he's like the only guy working in the factory, like the human making factory, and like sometimes he comes in drunk. He has a drinking problem, obviously.
And he's a narcissist, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I told you he was drunk.
Obviously, and just like he has to like. It's not like he has a computer program either. He's just given parts and he tries to put them together, and then they go down to like the conveyor belt and then into the oven. And he just like some days he's just like whatever the fuck this ends up being, it's cool, whatever.
Yeah, like the people with congenital, was it like defects or whatever, where it's like their body in utero kind of didn't cook properly there. It's like the ones that were like closest to crabs. Those are the ones he was closest as. We just don't view it that way because we think we're normal.
Exactly. He's like, you know what? Like, I'm going to do, like, that's the days he's actually sober. He's like, I'm going to try being sober. And those days he makes the people closest to crabs. He's not very good at arts and crafts, but he tries his best. So that's when he gets the closest.
Really, we're just like a hobby for him.
Yeah.
Like he's like stuck in COVID quarantine. He's like, I'm gonna take on human baking. Like that was his quarantine hobby.
He didn't like, and like he's got fed up of like coming up with ideas. So he took like the like, what is that? The baboon. Like those guys. Baboon. And like he's like, you know what? I'm gonna use this as a starter mold, and then like just see what fucking happens. I'm gonna like shave them, but some of them will still end up pretty hairy, and then eventually most of them, as the older they get, they'll end up hairy. Like it's like the evolution of a baboon. Like you start off naked, and then the older you get, you start to like crouch and lean, get angry face, little hairy, and like
red butt.
Red butt because like you're pissing yourself, you're not wearing diaper cream, you know, like it does.
Masturbating everywhere.
Yeah. At the bus stop. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we communicate anymore. The odd said something, you're like,
yeah.
I feel like God's big problem was that he just created man first. Like that was the big mistake there, right?
Yeah, we are the fuck up. Like we are the proof that he can't do arts and crafts. And then he was like, shit, I gotta like craft my skill better. And then he made better things.
Well, he fucking what? We don't have to have periods to know we're not pregnant. Like I feel like there's a better way.
There's a flaw there.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Like
why don't they get periods to know that they didn't impregnate? Like, you know, like
yeah, their seed didn't catch or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, why don't they bleed to know that their seed is still intact? Like, fuck.
I'm fine with no one bleeding, but you know, we're revenge.
Yeah, like equal, right? If we have to, someone else has to too, right? Equal,
yeah. Right. Every time you get your period, you get to cut your boyfriend. Like,
yeah,
in the testicles. Fucking free vasectomy.
You stay with someone for one period and you're like, you're getting fixed, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Sonia? Wait, did you already? No.
Well, there's lots of ways. I just said that we did the mold, but like there's like this like bacteria that kind of looks like a weird little whoop boop boop boop. I've like, you know, I forget the fucking name. It's fine. But like I feel like that was like a start too. Like you're like, oh, let's make it bigger and able to talk to each other loudly. So had to make it bigger. And then it's like, oh God, that's crazy.
I was gonna say, he's like, oh no, what did I do?
That looks like, and then it was looking too like, you know, to this, whatever this is, like floaty. Mr. Burns on that like that episode where he's high. Yeah. And he's like, oh no, okay, let's add more fleshy bits. And then you add more fleshy bits. And then the fleshy bits just fell to the ground because there's no like skeleton. He's like, oh fuck, now I gotta put these sticks in them to like try and keep them up. And now we just look like weird demented molds of bacteria.
We're covered in bacteria, so
we are. There are people. They were this
we got our good ones, we got our bad ones, you know.
Yeah, we're like their planets. We're their gods. Like we're carrying them about.
I know. You take Canestin, you're like, fuck you, you're going through a plague.
Yeah, you pissed me off. You wanted to give me a runny nose? Fuck you.
It's funny. There's this game, this point and click horror game that I love to replay that came out in the 90s called Sanitarium. And basically you just play this guy who goes between his crazy made up worlds and him being in the sanitarium. But he's not actually crazy. He was just in a car accident. He's being like gaslit like shit. Anyway, there's this one crazy part where he's in his made off world where he's in this small town that's just filled with children. There's no adults. But they call this one person mother. And basically all these children are slightly like deformed in ways because they're slowly morphing into plants. Because mother was like an alien plant that came from space. And she said the human form is just meat bags waiting to rot. So she's like, plants, that's what we should be. She's like, I couldn't save the adults, but I can save the children. So maybe we should have been plants.
Maybe. Like trees?
Like trees?
Well, it's like the big thing between animal cells and plant cells is the cell wall. Like animal cells don't have cell walls. We're just
we're like all molded together.
Yeah, we got that osmosis going, you know. We're swapping fluids between every cell in our body.
We're disgusting.
We are
so gross.
I'm like upset we didn't get made with glitter. Like that would have been nice.
Like Twilight?
Yeah, but you can change your glitter. You know, you can like change your hair color. Like you should be able to like change your glitter color. You know, like, oh, you know what? I feel like very coral today. So like you could just like change it.
What if it was like a mood ring?
Oh, that'd be easier. You can tell. Like then you like have like autistic people able to express themselves. They're like, oh shit, I'm angry. And then like their color like
they show you their fist. They're like, look.
Yeah, but
sparkly.
But you like even autistic people can like hit you in the face. It doesn't mean they're angry. Just
no.
There's some kind of big emotion.
Like, shut up! I'm overstimulated.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, like I'm too happy.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to see.
Yeah. Oh, I love this part of the show.
Don't get too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, God should have made us all autistic.
I'm pretty sure we are.
I know. I was just gonna say, you know what? Every day, like I meet someone and I'm like, you're fucking autistic too. Like, everyone has an autistic trait. I think we just overlooked it.
It's hard nowadays because I feel like the people that focus on social cues are autistic, and the people that are just crossing boundaries and not listening and just doing whatever they want, they're not autistic. It's like they're missing social cues too, but that's because they're used to the old social cues of being able to like just do whatever they want because they're the parent or they're the, you know, it's like if a kid tells a grandparent like, no, don't hug me, thank you, like, you know, like we're teaching our autistic daughter to say that, but then the grandparent will be like, what do you mean I can't hug you? And it's like, I know you're not autistic, you're just a bitch.
Yeah,
but like, yeah, so it's always like choosing whether it's a generational thing or whether I feel like autistic people focus a lot on trying to read.
They try harder. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, and like the people who are walking around the airport without shoes or socks in, you think they're autistic, but they're not. They're just fucking ignorant. That's what it is. They're like, I do what I want.
The people that are autistic wore their special airplane shoes.
Yes, they
for
did.
the flight. Packed an extra pair of socks just in case, you know?
That's right.
Compression socks.
Yeah. You know what happens when you travel. You swell up like a fucking potato. Like, oh, no. Yeah. I find that, yeah. And then there's also people, like people younger than us, where they are learning how to socialize on the internet, which is very like, I'm behind a keyboard. I can say whatever the fuck I want. And then they go out in the real world. So like they seem to be autistic too.
And even the younger, like even younger than that generation, like their main childhood was done in quarantine. So they didn't have the opportunity to practice social cues. So they're just like learning it at like 6, 7, 8 years old, what being around people is. And it's like, yeah, you're going to act a little autistic then too. It's just
you got to iron out those kinks there.
Oh my god, yeah. My kid has ADHD. No, your kid is just learning how to be a human. Like they just been inside for 5 years. Like
Like, yeah, I feel like if I feel like things with like ADHD and autism, like it's very rare it comes out of nowhere. So I feel like I that's the biggest thing I hate about the diagnosis is it should be a familial diagnosis. Like because has such a comorbidity in genetics that it's like when one person gets diagnosed, like they should go like in order to confirm the diagnosis even, they should look at the family. And a lot of the times they don't do that.
and you're tested for 2 days. Like it definitely needs to be a longer, but then like you're always paying out of pocket too. There's not enough doctors, like there's all these other barriers. Like just be grateful for those 2 days, I guess.
I know. Like
Yeah.
I feel it's just a government problem. They just don't put enough money into it. And it's just like if we know what we because there's so many people with autistic diagnosis that might not be autism, might be a cognitive delay of some other thing or a learning disability or behavioral, like because of the way they're brought up. Like not everyone is socially awkward because they have autism, or not everyone gets overstimulated because they have autism, but because like they don't check the genetics of it, they just look at like the symptoms. I feel like it's very hard to properly diagnose like ADHD and stuff.
Yeah, that because yeah. And it's not just North America where it's this 2-day testing. Like it's all over the world where it's just like it's either you're not getting tested, you don't have autism, or it's like, okay, we're going to give you 2 days and you did 60% check marks on this quiz. So you have autism. Like that.
Lyric didn't even get 2 days of testing, by the way. She went to the doctor and we went to like went to the family doctor. They referred her to the pediatrician who then referred her to the doctor that will diagnose her. Literally walked in and she closed her eyes. Like this is back when she like couldn't be around people at all. Closed her eyes and like hugs herself and she's just like, bye, 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 until we got her out for like 30 minutes. And the doctor was like, yeah, she's autistic. Like that was it. Like I was like, okay, cool.
Well, sometimes there is obvious. Sometimes
I always wonder though, because like she did, like, I mean, I don't wonder if she's autistic. I mean, my son got diagnosed. I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum. I'm pretty sure my husband's on the spectrum. I'm pretty sure his mom is on the spectrum. But it was like with Lyric, like just because of her birth, like she was stuck for a second because of her shoulder. She was an over 10-pound baby. So I'm always like, I wonder if something there caused it, you know, because when you're an infant, a little oxygen not to the brain can be a little messed up for you.
Caleb came out blue, like completely blue, not breathing.
I wanted to do delayed cord clamping because like that helps with oxygen, like when they're stuck and they're not breathing. If they're still getting oxygen if their cord isn't clamped. But once she came out, they automatically, like, Chris didn't even get to cut it. Like it was just because like they had to make sure she was okay. Like they thought her collarbone was broken and stuff. But it was like I'm always like, oh, well, that maybe contributed. Maybe her autism is also just worse because of that. Like maybe, you know, her, you know, it's always like you never know, but that's because God is an alcoholic.
That's right. What happened?
Too many variables.
Drank on the job, man. That's it. The fucking
and like, why do humans have to come out like down there? Why couldn't there have been another way?
Through a belly button?
They do come out of your belly button. Just internally.
I don't mean like surgically. I mean like I don't know, just open up, like have a door open, like your stomach just.
You lay an egg and then you sit on it and wait.
Oh my god, I do not want to lay an egg. My fucking chickens have to lay an egg every other day or whatever, and like they're little tiny thing. Okay, so it's like this is my chicken and this is the egg. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, wait, that's like maybe too big. Okay, this is the egg. Like that's fucking too big. I would never.
But our eggs wouldn't be that big. I'm saying like we lay the egg when the baby's smaller, and then we like can incubate it. You know,
like a fucking kangaroo. The baby's like this fucking big, and it climbs where it's supposed to be, and then it just grows.
Marsupials, man, possums too. I think like they're with animals with the pockets. Their babies are born really tiny.
It just fucking climbs out of them, goes where it's supposed to be, and that's it. And then like 9 months, there's like a face poking out at you. You're like, oh shit, hi.
I wish we were seahorses, and then the men could just give birth.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen like a video of a seahorse giving birth? It looks so fucking violent.
They're like sneezing. It's like 20
like the convulsions of like all these babies just going. I'm like, oh, ow, ah. I know. I feel so bad for them. I've been there with just one, like fucking 100 of them, just like no.
Well, I think our issue is because, you know, I mean, evolutionary, our brains are too big and we walk upright, which makes our pelvises smaller. So we have to like give birth early so that our babies even fit through. And I'm like, I had a 9-pound and 10-pound baby. Okay. Like any bigger than that, it would not have worked. So like, why, God, do you want me to just die? Like this is what you're doing. Like you're just like the baby's too big. So death?
Like, it's population control. Like
you did your job too well at like incubating, so now we just got fucking off you and the child. Like that's it.
Like that's it. 2 for 1.
Start over.
I fucked up, man. Like let's I caught like when you like are writing, you like delete something, you like cut it out, like you just like
God woke up hungover and he's like, fuck, what did I do? Like just delete.
Like that's or copy and paste. Like that's what
Control V.
There's actually a movie, it's a French movie, but it is English dubbed. It's called different things depending on the country. What is it called in English? The Brand New Testament, and it came out in 2015, and it's basically okay, I'm gonna read the storyline because it's about God. Okay, God lives in a human form as a cynical writer with his young opinionated daughter in present-day Brussels, Belgium. She concludes that her dad is doing a terrible job and decides to rewrite the world, descending to Earth in search of her own 6 messengers to write a brand new testament and change the status quo. Now, this movie is really funny because God like writes rules, right? And he's like, when you're at the grocery store, no matter what line you line up in, it's going to be the slowest. Like shit like that. And this like young daughter's like, that's bad. God is not helping things. And so she has to write the whole New Testament. And so that's literally why I'm picturing God like in his robe in Brussels in a shitty apartment, just typing on his typewriter and being like, we are going to make the most evilest country a superpower. That's the US, by the way. Which is also Christian nationalist country.
Yeah. Like, #1 fan. Like that.
Yeah. God's like, yeah, USA.
That's mega cap on.
Wearing a mega cap. Oh my God. Bush said God wanted him to be president, so why not Trump?
That's right. Fucking.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt that there is a picture of like Jesus or something with a mega hat. Like you can see that. Like I'm guaranteeing if you search
it's on the internet.
It's on the internet now.
I've seen similar images.
Yeah, you literally search it. You can get it on a t-shirt. It's called MAGA Jesus. It's literally on Amazon. It says white Jesus in a mega.
White Jesus. What about baby Jesus? Is there baby Jesus? Do I think there's like AI art. I could write it, draw it.
Mega uncivilreligion.org has a MAGA Jesus photo. I think on January 6th.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Oh, January 6th, 2021.
Oh no!
Wait, for our YouTube exclusives.
Yeah, you gotta show us. Oh
Mega Jesus,
no!
January 6th, 2021. So yeah, so that is Mega Jesus.
Mega Jesus.
Trying to take over the White House.
Oh, that's really cute, but I spelled mega wrong. It was like this cute little baby with weird warts all over its fingers. It's a hold on. Is there a way to I'll do
Just present, share screen.
present. Okay. Like I spelled mega wrong, but like why can't wait, Kyle, I remember how to do this. How is it? Okay.
Aww.
Like so, but do you see what's going on?
Yeah.
That's the AI.
What the fuck is happening?
That's AI.
I love how AI can't do hands. You
Because
know,
it can't do hands.
it's
I
the
can't
best.
either. So it's
Well, I remember, like, I don't know if you guys had this as a kid. Like, people like would be like, "What's the difference between animals and humans?" And people would always say opposable thumbs. But like apes and stuff have opposable thumbs. Like, we're not the only thing with opposable thumbs, I guess. So I never understood that answer. And now it's like AI is having trouble with opposable thumbs. They're like,
Yeah.
we have no idea
and-
what to do with these digits.
and fingers. Like, what the fuck is happening here? And like, what is this? Is it an egg or something?
The minute AI gets a hold of fingers, we're done for.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be the end of humanity. The minute AI can make fingers.
Yeah.
That is, you know what? The way AI makes humans, I feel like that is what God was supposed to make.
God is AI.
Yeah, we are living in
AI
a
drunk.
simulation. That's it. Like we're supposed to look like Sims with like fucked up fingers.
I feel like
too little amount of fingers. We need more.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with like women too. Like so little sociological like thing with women is we're actually so much better at like carrying things. Just because we're so used to not having wardrobes that allowed us to carry things for so long. No pockets. We literally had to develop purses to be able to carry things. So it's like, that's why it's like, we'll see women with like things down their bras. We'll see women like carrying like a million things in between their fingers. We use our pinky as an anchor. So for some reason, it's like,
hold so much shit with my
shit. like
it's my strongest finger.
Oh, right. And it's like me and Chris will do groceries and we'll start bringing them in. He'll grab like a bag each hand or like the big case of pop, and I'll be like, case of pop, bags, like, and I'm like lifting it all.
We don't do more than one trip, okay? Like women are like, no, we one trip this shit. We don't care. We will balance on our shoulders. We don't care.
But it's just because we're just better at lifting for that literal like just over like
we catch us ourselves.
Multiple generations, we just weren't able to carry things, and that it's in like so many different cultures too. You see women develop things like when they carry the waters in the sticks or the bowls on their head and stuff like that, and it's like that's women's job is to carry stuff because we are just so good at it.
Fucking amazing. And like I'm not strong, but at work I was carrying like a 50-pound bag of potatoes. Like if I can get it and I can lock my arms around it, I got it. Like I don't need to carry it. Well, like in physics, like science, like whatever. The closer you have something to your body, the stronger like you can hold it. You are. So like or just 50-pound bag of potatoes, no problem. But if I had to carry it like this, like my arms are out, people, I wouldn't be able to. Like I would just like bleh. But like
we just know. We just like, I mean, it's the same with lifting. It's like we lift with our legs, and you'll see men struggle with like watching a kid and like trying to unlatch a stroller, while a woman will do it with one hand because like we're so used to just carrying a 30-pound kid while just like this 12-pound stroller and just unlatch. It's so funny to me, because even like I am not as strong as I used to be. I used to like be so ripped because I used to lift dough for a living for like 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. And even though I've like lost muscle mass and gained fat, which means I'm carrying extra weight, it's like Lyric is so heavy, and sometimes I have to lift her up the stairs. But because I know how to carry her, I usually do like one arm under the legs holding the belly and the other arm holding her and like carrying her up again close to the chest. It's like she's 6, so I still will lift her up the stairs, and it's just like crazy to me. But that is kind of like an evolutionary thing with women. So
yeah, we physically are not stronger, but we can lift lots of stuff. Like
on average, because if you're a man, I might be able to kick your ass. Like, give me on average.
No, so stronger and fighting abilities are not the same thing. Because I can kick Kyle's ass, no problem, but he can toss me around. You know what I mean? Like, but if there was a fight, I would win. Like,
girls fight brutal though.
Yeah. Like I could kick Dave's ass. It's just maybe if he punched me, I would be knocked out cold.
Right? If he gets the first shot. Oh no.
I could stab him faster before that fist hits my face. And guess what? He's going down.
I don't even think you need to stab him. I think the issue is men always, and I'm not saying your guys men, I'm just saying men in general. I'm not even saying my man. It's just men in general like care about what they look like when they fight. So they like have to be masculine. That's why you see them do the like, they got to punch you, right? But women, we'll just fucking spider monkey you. We'll wrap our legs around you, pull your hair. Like we don't fucking care what we look like while we're fighting.
Yeah,
we're fighting.
No. We use our teeth. We don't care. We're just like
versus animals. Men. They're like, oh yeah, I'm so masculine, bro.
I need to flex before I
want a man pull hair.
I would love to see Kyle try to look tough one time. That would be so like he's not like a big macho guy. Like he's just like I guess we're like equal levels feminine. And like he just like I would be hilarious to watch and be like, whoo. You look like such a fucking tool.
Okay. Okay. This is just a party idea for the future. Okay. I'm saying we put some king size mattresses in the living room, right? Okay. And we make like a ring around it. Okay. We could use like pool noodles and something. I don't know. I'm just, make a little wrestling ring, right? And we bring our spouses and we just like wrestle and see who wins. Wrestling. So no punching allowed. Just, you gotta try to pin your spouse on the mattress.
Dawn and I used to do this growing up, but we didn't have mattresses. It was in our apartment, so it was like concrete floor. And like we would just play First Blood.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
We'd flip each other over the couches and stuff. Yeah. Like, oh my God, we used everything in that apartment.
Yeah. We just pushed the couch against it.
I was on the wrestling team in high school, so I just used to do that. It was fun.
We're fighting our spouses, right? Like, is that?
Yeah. Or so we can like fight each other and our spouses. We can just we'll go light on each other and we'll be like, look, we're wrestling, and we'll lull the men into a false sense of security.
Oh yeah, like tickle fight, blah blah blah. But then,
then we wrestle our spouses, and we're like, fuck you, decades of frustration.
Oh no, Kyle does this thing like it hurts me so much. So like we can like fight and whatever, but then like he sticks his thumb to like my inner thigh, and like that fucking hurts so much. And I'm like, you win. Like every fucking time. It's like it's not a Charlie horse.
It's a pressure point.
Yeah. And he always gets it. And he's like, and I'm like, fuck no.
So David thinks I'm really a sadist. Like he's scared of me because like to hurt him, I will pull his leg hair. Like individually like continuously. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm just like, I can't leave marks. Listen, it's just I'll get the police called on me. So this is what I do. He hates
know
it.
what you
Absolutely hates it.
should do? So you know, like their ribs, you should stick your fingers in them, like right in between it.
The armpit too. If you stick one
Yes.
finger in
They're
the
like,
armpit,
ow, 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 ow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and then like
Behind the ear.
clavicle or whatever.
right here, if you can get your fingers in there and kind of try and like dig and scoop. Ooh, don't do this because you might kill somebody. But there's like right behind the ear where it's.
I
like,
just said that right behind the ear.
Yeah, and you push real hard, you can like brain damage. Again, that's like a self-defense tool. Don't do it to your husbands. Like, just a disclaimer.
Unless they have a good insurance policy.
That's right. Be like, I don't know what happened.
Kidding.
You could say,
Not true for legal reasons.
Yeah, How to Get Away with Murder Part 2. They fell.
They fell, hit their head right behind their ear.
It
Yeah,
was
I don't know what happened.
self-defense. Let them get a good one in first.
Yeah.
Canada doesn't really do well with self-defense. Like our rules, they don't give a shit. Not
yeah,
really.
If you're both using hands and you're visibly weaker, that's self-defense. Even if you cause
but like still, you'll still get a little bit in trouble. Like they still are like gonna
go through trial. You have to go to trial.
You'll go to trial. That's like
But,
that's it. And that's not if you
rules,
can't like get like half the time, like you can probably get parole for a year.
Yeah.
If you're a weak woman and they knocked you first and you didn't use a weapon, like you're fine.
Well, we have a self-defense laws. Like you're allowed to use equal force.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if they're using a weapon, like a bat, like a blunt force, you're allowed to use blunt force. If they're using a knife, you can use a knife. If they're using a gun, you can use a gun.
But the minute someone dies, it doesn't matter. You're still in trouble.
Well, you still have to go to trial, have to prove it and stuff, right? But then there also that same law applies to protecting others. Like, so if you're in a parking lot and you see a man beating on his woman, you're allowed to beat him too because you're defending that woman. You have protection laws. That's what it is. Like, yeah. Don't feel like you have to be a bystander.
And remember, most courts are solved outside of courts.
Yeah, they're just like, hey,
most don't even make it to trial. They're like,
they don't.
The evidence. They'll see if they can convict
Plea
you, and
deals.
they'll be like, we're not gonna waste money on it.
And then like the justice system is shit. Like you need to make sure you know your law is really good, and your lawyer knows the law is real good, or they'll just be like, hey, like you're going to jail.
Yeah, make sure you always have a good lawyer. Get one on retainer. You never know.
Yeah, do not defend yourself, no matter how
never.
Fool.
Even if you are a lawyer or you took law school, do not defend yourself, like ever.
No,
it looks bad.
Well, it doesn't look bad, but like they just like you need.
They don't like it.
Corner. Yeah, you need someone else advocating for yourself.
Well, and you get like, no matter how lawyers are not supposed to be emotional. That's the whole point about lawyers. Like they're supposed to focus on the words themselves as they are written. That's one thing in law school. It's like when you take the LSATs, it's not even lawyer questions. It's just problem solving questions based on like words. Like that's all you get. Like, yeah, they'll have they have a whole section where it's just like one of those questions where it's like, so and so is in line at the grocery store. They're fifth in line. Next person is spending $7 and they're second in line. Next person is spending $10. They're first in line. What is the third person spending? Like shit like that. And you're just like having to like figure it out. Like when you take an LSATs course, they literally just teach you how to like figure those questions out so fast because you have to like draw symbols. I tried to take the LSATs once and I was like, no.
No, thank you.
But yeah, you're gonna get emotional if you're defending yourself because you think your truth is the truth.
Yeah,
or your lie is the lie. I guess.
Sorry, right? Yeah. You can't handle the truth.
I've never even seen that movie fully. That's the only part I know.
I've never
seen Good Men?
I've seen some of it. Like that's with Drew Barrymore, right? She's in it. Or am I thinking?
No, it is
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise
and
what's his name? Jack
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. Yeah, he's the one that says you
what
can't.
What am I thinking of? Where it's like Drew Barrymore, and then there's a guy with like the sailor suit or whatever. I don't fucking know. There's like a movie.
Oh no.
Okay, I gotta go. I have to quickly before we end. I need to go.
That's fine. Whenever I think of that quote, all I think of is like teeth dad jokes, and it's like you can't handle the tooth, and I literally say that to my kids every time they go to the dentist.
Oh, I get like the just G.I. Jane. I don't want G.I. Jane. No, A Few Good Men. There
So
we go.
it was so yeah, okay.
Is it? I didn't know that was in it.
It's Tom Cruise, John Nicholson, Demi Moore.
Yeah.
See? I knew.
Okay, Demi
Demi
Moore,
Moore, not
Drew Barrymore.
you said Drew Barrymore.
I wrote Demi Moore.
So you knew who you were talking about, and that's what matters.
In my brain, I said the right word.
Little
Drew
aphasia never
Barrymore
hurt
in a
anybody.
Taylor suit. What the first
No,
movie?
it's not.
For the record, I did love G.I. Jane. It's one of the reasons I always wanted to shave my head.
I love G.I. Jane. It was good.
I was like, yeah. I mean, now I'm like, women shouldn't be in the army because no one should be in the army. But at the time, I was like, woman empowerment.
Well, like it was like not just the army because women are allowed in the army. It was like the Marine Corps, like that. It was like
which I also don't think anyone should be in.
Yeah, like you're just like no, but like
yeah.
And like the main reason was like they're just like because you become like SA victim, and like so that was one of the main reasons. And then so apparently if you say suck my dick, you're all of a sudden a man. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like
and survive waterboarding. And shave your head.
And do push-ups in the water.
One-handed push-up.
Big one. That was a big one.
Then you're good.
Yeah.
So being male is a social construct.
It is.
Your move, transphobes.
That's right. If you say you got a dick, you're not gonna get SA'd. But like when you're like 13 and going through like your feminine rage era, it's a great movie.
100. Like again, when she shaves her head, because she starts with her long hair, you know, and the minute she like goes bald, she's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna quit. And I'm like, me too, Jane. Me too.
Me too. I'm with you.
Britney Spears, she shaved her head.
I know, and she's a queen. I fucking hate that everyone was like, she's crazy because she shaved her head. It's like, dude, did you see those clip-on hair extensions?
They were garbage. Ugh. But
everyone should shave their head at least once.
God wants you to.
Yes. God wants bald women, or else he wouldn't make us lose our hair in
my God, so much. Like, I put my hair up now, and like half of it's gone. I'm like, where did it all go? I look like fucking
brush it forward.
I do. I think it's just an illusion, guys. This is not my hair. It's just
the back of my head is not my business.
That's right. Nobody can see.
Don't tell me about it. It's not my business.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And you go outside, it's winter. Winter's coming, guys. It's fucking freezing every day. And like the back of my head is so fucking cold. Like I can feel the air on my bald scalp. I'm like, no.
Go wear a toque.
I'm like, fucking no. I just don't know. I just like smush it up and hope for the best.
I'm planning on getting a haircut before Kentucky to fix my bangs, and my bangs literally start back before my head.
I just brush everything forward.
Everything.
Fucking comb over. And then when I put my hair up, like I've been having the same hairstyle since 2002, guys. I just clip my bangs back, and like I like have a receding hairline, so I just put like some dark like eyeshadow stuff around it to just dirty it so you can't see.
I use dry shampoo just to build a little volume, you know, so it's fine. It's fine.
So what you have to do, that's what God wants us to. We're growing into. That's it. That's just like, I want you guys to be bald and cranky. That's it.
Again, I feel like God just did not keep us in the oven long enough. That's why we come out as gross bald babies, and we grow into these grotesque
bald babies.
creatures. Yeah. But then eventually we go back to like, yeah, well, this is
Gross
this is
bald
what
babies.
happens. This is
Yeah,
what
we
happens.
start as gross bald babies and we end up as gross bald babies.
Both in diapers.
Yeah, like you start off, you're like, this isn't my final form, and then at the end, you're like, shit, this is my final form. Like,
This is my final form.
yeah, you look exactly like how you started.
Yeah.
No teeth. Like,
Ugh, that'd be like
So-
beneficial. Who needs teeth?
right?
Just get in the way.
I'm so scared to lose my teeth.
I had a dream that I lost all my front, like, bottom teeth.
I have that dream a lot. Like,
And
a
I
lot.
cried. I woke up crying and, like, touching my teeth. I'm like, oh my God, are you there? And I was like, okay. They didn't, and I was like, oh no, because in my dream, I could pull them out. And so I was like, do I do it? Do I try? I was like,
Dude,
no,
like-
just don't touch it.
Pieces of my teeth are falling off. Okay, I'm like so excited to like we get that dental. So I'd be like, they'll try and save my teeth. Obviously, that's what dentists do. Like they're just like, I want the most money. But I'm like, I'll be like, just fucking, I just want dentures. Just pull them out. They all need posts. Like they're just throw them. Like I don't want them anymore.
My father-in-law has had dentures for like a long time. Like he lost some teeth, I think, playing hockey or something, but like for like decade, like before I knew him, he had dentures, and like I couldn't tell. I was like, they're fucking clean as shit. Like, good job. So I wouldn't get veneers. Veneers scare me. Get dentures if you're gonna get anything.
Like, and it's like full dentures. Like if you want like the implant, you can get the implant. That's part of the free dental that Canada is offering. So please don't vote conservative.
ABC, anything but conservative.
Oh my gosh. Like, no, like I'm not a fan. Like no party aligns with my views. But like I'm gonna pick the party that's giving me dentures. Like that's it's already in play. Okay. Like I'm just waiting. January 2025 is when it's supposed to roll out. If you're listening and you're Canadian, your kids can get free dental now. Like, you just go on there. It's not just, it's not like how it was before because there was like Healthy Smiles where you just get like a little bit of care.
Yeah, that was only if you had an active cavity or something for your child.
Yes. Now it's absolutely everything needed for your child's teeth, including like braces and shit. So like, get it. Like it.
And for provincial Ontario, the next election, please also do not vote conservative because if you haven't yet, your family doctor is going to start sending you an email soon about new fees because a lot of doctors' things like getting paperwork and that kind of stuff is now completely no longer covered under OHIP. So a lot of people are getting rollouts from their family doctors of the list of new charges, and they come in subscription fees, so you can gladly pay a few dollars a month to not have to pay these things all year, or you pay individually. So fuck for it.
Which I'm pretty sure is against the Health Act, by the way. So
well, it's in the law now. Like that's what doctors are getting paid. They're not getting paid for that shit. So
which is funny because the federal government, everybody's mad at, Justin's doing nothing, gave all the provinces this extra money for healthcare. And it didn't go where it was supposed to go.
No, they're just trying to kill the public sector so that they can have the private sector. Like
here in New Brunswick, next week is Monday. Not even next week. Monday is a voting. And like the provincial government here is like $1 billion surplus. People are dying in fucking waiting rooms, but $1 billion surplus. So like
capitalism.
Yeah, think about who you vote for. Like pay attention to what's actually happening. Forget what all politicians are saying. Just like don't listen to them right now. Pay attention to what has been happening, and we'll also know what level of governments are in charge of what.
That
will help. TVO Kids on YouTube has an amazing educational video.
We will link it in the description
here. Okay, in your YouTube here. And just pay attention. It'll be too late for the New Brunswick elections, but future elections, just like don't listen to them right now. Like, all politicians are shit right now. Just see what's happening and what the government in power right now has done. And do you want to vote for them again? Like that.
Yeah. And I always say, like, vote, like, because obviously none are, I agree with either. I always just say vote for who you think would be the best to govern or like to organize under. So
Mhm.
like you're setting up organizations and rallies and protests and everything to go and like to advocate for what policy we need. Which one would be the best to organize under? Obviously not conservatives. They're not going to listen to you. They don't care.
Better let
Put
You
them
me in
know?
jail if they can. Like shit.
Yeah, they would. So it's like focus on the parties that are best to organize under, and that's ABC, anything but conservative.
Yeah. And like, sure, maybe it'd be great to give like NDP a chance, but like all of our universal benefits that we have always been given by a liberal party.
Because they've always been in power. That's why.
Well, except gay
That's-
marriage, that was under a conservative party.
Which is really surprising.
They
but,
used to be
like,
the progressive conservatives. That's why.
Yeah.
Now they're
Yeah.
the conservative
They were the
conservatives.
Yeah,
now
now-
the liberals are the progressive conservatives.
yeah.
And the NDPs
Yeah.
are the liberals. They kind of. But
yeah. It's getting crazy. Yeah.
Green party.
Anyway, God.
God did not make politicians. That was like some other like virus or something that got into the system. Like,
Well, he
Or
was
he
drunk.
did.
No,
Maybe
it's
that was his
God's
bad art
STD.
mistake.
No,
Yeah.
listen, it was God's STD after he got drunk and had a one night stand.
He fucked the machine. That's what happened. He's a dude. They'll fuck anything. They'll fuck a hole in the wall.
They'll
So
fuck
it's
a
fine.
corpse.
That's right. So
Or a
they'll fuck a
sheep.
machine.
Yeah, he fucked the machine.
Did you? I was like, did you know that like syphilis was like wasn't around until like somebody was boning llamas?
Same with like AIDS and
Yeah.
shit. Like a lot of those came from like fucking the wrong thing.
But like
Yeah.
the fact that it spread so much, like it's just like sure if like one dude is boning a llama, but like maybe if 20 dudes are boning llamas, it's gonna spread a lot quicker. Like
It was just the wrong llama on the wrong day, I think.
Like the last week when he fucked the llamas, like it was the right llama, and then the following week he fucked the wrong
Yeah,
one.
because you know that wasn't the first time you fucked a llama.
No,
no,
no.
no. You don't just wake up one day. Oh, hey, that llama. Like no, you just do it. I guess. I don't know.
Now, if God wasn't a man, like this is all just proof that God is a man, actually.
And bad at arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Not a very. What would Don? Was it a creationist?
God's not a creationist.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, well, thank you again, Stephanie Hurst, for hanging in there and being our VIP Patreon. If you want your name shout out here, feel free to check out our Patreon at the highest tier. But even at the lowest tier, you get a little something something. At the $5 tier, you get all of our pre-drinks episodes and other things. So check out our Patreon.
$2 tier.
Yeah,
And
we have
even
the
at that tier, you get your name changed to Stephanie. We decided in our pre-drinks episode that if you are a Patreon member, you would know. So you're all now Stephanie's, and
all of our fans are Stephanie's.
all of you. Doesn't matter what your name is. It's now Stephanie.
You're Stephanie's. If people are like, "Who are you?" You're like, "Oh, I'm Stephanie."
That's right.
And have you listened to Opinionated Lushes? Like that should be the next question. Yeah.
And if you feel like you should legally change your name to a Stephanie, that's fine too. Stephanie Lush. That's your new
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
name. Yeah.
Opinionated in the middle, just hyphenate, maybe. I don't know, something. TM. Trademark.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh,
Wait.
wait. We have our fundraiser coming up. And you want information, check our opinionatedlushes.com website. It's the first little tab. That's information. We will give you more information in later episodes. This is just a quick little check our website.
Yeah, check our website.
Yeah.
So get ready for Christmas in November.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.